Alright, I worked on the power steering lines tonight. Had to buy a new line here, new line here. This line I had to rebend it. It goes into the back of the pump there. And this line's just new all the way down. This line would originally came forward and then up and then back to here in this area where the power steering pump was, but since the engine's 12 inches farther back, there was enough material left there to rebend it. Ideally, it would have been to send it straight back and then up, but to do that, I think I'd have to have this piece custom made because it's way longer than what I need. The hose would probably be sticking up 12 inches higher than what it currently is. So, working on the firewall today, driver's side. This tube goes exactly where it is. It'll mirror the other side, and that little down tube there is this piece right here. But if you look, I'm not going to get it there. Even bending the lines, the brake lines, ain't going to help. I need to take that thing and move it over there somewhere so it's not in my way, so I can push that up there. So yeah, I tapered that in so it would fit against the bar right there. I added that piece right there today. So now that side's pretty much down as far as I need it. I have to make a piece to go here when I do the tunnel. Yeah, all that stuff from that seam down I removed a month ago to make it easier to do the exhaust. What a time saver. Couldn't have got in there otherwise. Got the steering wheel back in. Had to add that plate right there as the hole's too dang big. I mocked it off the stock GM hole. It wasn't even close. As you can see, I still got gas to fill on the top and the bottom. But, yep, that's where I am on the firewall. Pretty much now I've just got to bring the wiring in and see where I'm going to end up with the fuse box. Factory was about right there. I am hoping to get the fuse box on that piece right there somewhere. Between here and up there. If not there, would be really, really nice. As you can see, that's that piece, one of those I want to put on. Got plenty of room to the engine. Can always move that piece. I can always move that piece in that direction if I need to. Next task is to relocate the proportioning valve from here up on the master cylinder down there on the frame, run the lines from the master cylinder down to the respective ports on the top of this. Need to make this line and this line longer. That's 3/16. That's a quarter. I don't have that quarter-inch line in that. Front brakes is 3/16. I had the material to do that all the way to the other side. New brakes. Since their engine's back, it runs along the cross member down there. Up the other side. There's a T-fitting just below here. Somewhere. I got new rubber lines to the caliper. They're not on yet. I just have to put them on when I change the pads. I'll put those on. So yeah, that's what I'm working on next. Working on the proportioning valve bracket. So basically, if you take the proportioning valve, turn it this way, it'll sit on the bracket I moved down there. Back lines will go that way. Front line, the brakes will come out this way and have to be a sharp bend. And then the brackets, these two lines up here, will come down underneath the booster and a little arc inside from the frame in. Alright, working on the brakes. replace the hydraulic line for both sides. The brake proportioning valve was right up here, tied around here and hung down right here. I didn't like that. I tried to get those as close as possible. They loop around, back down, around, down the split here where I moved the brake proportioning valve. The thinner line, which is this side, or the green line, is the front brakes. The other one's the back brakes. Same with up there. I'm waiting on a T-fitting to go to the other side. But that brake line there will be running something similar like that, or maybe shortened and come up here instead. I don't know yet. I was just playing with the extra line I had left over. At some point, I'll have to replace these. And the brake pads are about maybe 5,000 to 10,000 miles left on the pads, and these, the pistons retracted inside, so they're still functional. But that's where I'm at this week. Just doing brakes. The brake line for the rear, which goes right there, is currently behind the firewall. It's probably underneath there somewhere, actually, hanging down. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, so there's the brake line. So I got plenty of line to bend and twist and move her into there. That line is going to be the factory line until I'm all done, and then I have some stainless steel line, 1/4 inch and 3/16 inch, which is the front, 1/4 inch is the rear, and I'll run the new line at that time. But I don't want to do that right now because I still have a lot of welding left to do inside of there, underneath all that mess. But, you know, you can't just work on the same thing every week. It gets boring. Bye. Start this section off by saying that tool sucks. I wish I could find my old one. But I got this line done. From there up to there. Got the T-fitting came in today. And then I ran it back to the booster. I just got to go from here to the other side. Hopefully that's a lot easier than those two, because those two sucked. Too much time on them. I got the passenger side front ran. Stuff to hook it to the caliper, but it's against the wall and I can't do it right now. I have to pull the front in this direction, but I have to move my jack first because it's underneath the coil spring. I need to put it underneath the center, and then I can slide the whole thing over and do that side. I got a shock to put on, sway bar end links, and then finish the brake, and then the whole front will be done. Alright, finished up the front brake lines. I was trying to do stainless steel. I'll explain that in a minute, but put a new rubber line to the caliper, new bolts on the caliper. I'll probably need to do a new bleed screw. It'll probably be clogged. Red line, the original location. Down there, up the other side. One thing I didn't like is this line, those two lines up under there. I made out of stainless steel. 1/4 inch for the rear, 3/16 for the front. I used a Master Tool hydraulic flaring tool. It's not rated for stainless steel. So on the last line I was working on, I had one end to go and it screwed it up. I tried 8 different times to make that end and was unsuccessful. I could do a mild steel line correctly. So I went and got the that Nightcorp stuff, or whatever that line is. Really easy to bend. Unlike a stainless, which requires a bending tool. That bending tool sucks. I'm taking it back to O'Reilly's in the morning. I couldn't find my other one, my old one I've had for 40 years. I seen it a month ago. Don't know where it went. So that's where that is. I got the rear brake line done. That's a heck of a bend. I just used the stock line that was on there. It was in good condition. It had been replaced. At one point, there's a T connector back there somewhere for the rear brakes. I have a new one because that one's the original one to the car from '86. So when I go to replace that, I'll do the whole new line over. Couldn't get a really sharp enough bend here. It's a little close. And I'm using stainless steel line, so that obviously ain't going to be fun when it comes to that time. And I found a rod on the floor. Didn't know what it went to. It was underneath the tire on this side. It was the push rod inside the brake booster to the master cylinder. It's a good thing I found that because I'd have been pumping away and I had no brakes.